Maybe tonight, you don't have the strength to ask for big things. You're not asking for perfect answers. You're not asking life to suddenly make sense. You're not asking God to explain everything. You just want Him. Because perhaps you've discovered something through all the pain you've been carrying. Things don't always satisfy. Answers don't always heal. And even blessings cannot replace His presence. Maybe tonight your heart is tired, not because you've stopped loving God, but because you've been trying to find peace in things that cannot give peace. You've tried to stay busy. You've tried to distract yourself. You've tried to push through. You've tried to convince yourself that you're okay. But deep inside, your soul is longing for something deeper. Not more information, not more control, not more certainty. Your soul is longing for God. And perhaps that's why nothing else seems enough, because your heart was created for Him. And maybe tonight you feel weak, you feel discouraged, you feel exhausted. And perhaps you've whispered words like these: "Father, I don't know what to do anymore. Lord, I don't know how to fix this. I don't know how much longer I can carry this. But please, don't leave me." Because perhaps that's all you need tonight. Not immediate answers, not a perfect future, just the reassurance that your Father is near. Because His presence changes everything. His presence brings peace in chaos. His presence brings hope in darkness. His presence brings comfort when nobody understands. And perhaps while you've been asking God to change your circumstances, He has been inviting you to simply come close. Not because He doesn't care about your problems, but because His presence is greater than your fears. His presence is greater than your loneliness. His presence is greater than your anxiety. And perhaps tonight, you don't need to know what tomorrow holds. You only need to know who holds tomorrow. Because the same God who carried you yesterday will carry you tomorrow. The same God who comforted you before will comfort you again. And maybe that's why your soul is still holding on. Not because you're strong, but because His presence has never left you. Father, tonight I don't have all the answers. I don't understand everything, and I don't know how this story will unfold. But Lord, I need You. More than answers, more than explanations, more than certainty. I need Your presence. Stay close to my heart. Comfort my soul. And remind me that I never walk alone. And as this prayer begins tonight, teach my heart that Your presence is enough, because where You are, peace is found, and where You are, my soul can finally rest. Perhaps that's what you've been discovering lately, that some things you once thought would satisfy your heart don't. More money isn't enough. More success isn't enough. More answers aren't enough, because there are places inside the soul that only God can fill. And perhaps you've been trying so hard to fix everything, trying to understand everything, trying to carry everything, trying to prepare for every possible outcome. But the more you try to control life, the more tired you become. Because your soul was never created to carry that burden. It was created to rest in God. And maybe tonight, you don't need another plan. You don't need another explanation. You simply need His presence. Because His presence brings peace that circumstances cannot. His presence brings hope when the future feels uncertain. His presence brings comfort when nobody understands. And perhaps that's why David said, "Whom have I in heaven but You? And earth has nothing I desire besides You." Because David learned something. God Himself is the reward. not the blessings, not the answers, not the miracles. God. And maybe that's what your Father is teaching your heart tonight. Not that He doesn't care about your needs, not that your prayers don't matter, but that before He changes your circumstances, He wants to remind you that His presence is enough. Because circumstances change, people disappoint, dreams shift, but God remains. His love remains. His faithfulness remains. His mercy remains. And perhaps tonight you feel weak, you feel uncertain, you feel afraid. But none of those feelings can separate you from His presence, because He is near to the brokenhearted. He is close to the weary. He stays with the lonely, and He never abandons His children. Maybe tonight you don't need to understand everything. You simply need to be close to Him, because His presence is not a reward for perfect people. It is a gift for weary people. And perhaps your soul doesn't need to strive tonight. It simply needs to rest, because where His presence is, there is peace. Where His presence is, there is hope. Where His presence is, there is rest. If this prayer is helping your heart tonight, don't forget to subscribe and join us every night as we seek God's peace together. You're never alone here. Father, sometimes I've been searching for peace in everything except You. I've been looking for answers, looking for certainty, looking for control. But tonight, I simply want You. Not because I understand everything, but because I need Your presence. Stay near to me, quiet my anxious thoughts, comfort my weary soul. And as this prayer continues tonight, teach me that I don't need more, I need You. And remind me that Your presence is enough for every season of my life. Perhaps tonight, nothing around you has changed. The problem is still there. The unanswered prayer is still there. The uncertainty is still there. And yet, something inside your heart is longing for peace, not because everything is fixed, but because your soul is tired of carrying everything alone. And maybe that's the beautiful thing about God's presence. His presence doesn't always remove the storm immediately, but His presence changes how we walk through it. Because peace isn't found in perfect circumstances. Peace is found in His nearness. And perhaps you've experienced that before. Moments when nothing around you changed, but somehow your heart became calm. Moments when tears were still falling, but hope quietly returned. Moments when you felt weak, but His presence gave you strength to continue. Because God has always been near, not only in the victories, not only in the miracles, not only when life is beautiful, but also in the lonely nights, the fearful nights, the painful nights, the nights when all you could do was whisper, "Father, please stay with me." And perhaps that's all He wanted. Not perfection, not impressive prayers, not strength, just your heart. Because your Father loves being close to His children. He is not distant. He is not cold. He is not waiting for you to fix yourself before coming to Him. He invites tired people, broken people, weary people, people who don't understand, people who are afraid, people who simply need Him. And maybe tonight, you feel like your faith isn't strong enough. But His presence doesn't depend on the size of your faith. His presence depends on His love. And His love has never failed. Perhaps that's why He stayed with you through every difficult season. He stayed when people walked away. He stayed when your own strength disappeared. He stayed when disappointment broke your heart. And He will stay tonight, because His love is constant, His mercy is constant, and His presence is constant. Maybe tomorrow we'll still have questions. Maybe next week we'll still have challenges. But tonight, you can rest. Not because life is perfect, but because God is near. And when God is near, fear doesn't have the final word. Loneliness doesn't have the final word. Anxiety doesn't have the final word. His presence does. Because His presence brings peace. His presence brings hope. His presence brings strength. And His presence is enough. Father, thank You for staying close to me. Thank You for loving me when I feel weak. Thank You for being near when I don't have answers. Lord, help me stop searching for peace everywhere else. Help me stop carrying burdens You never asked me to carry. Help me learn to rest in Your presence. And when fear tries to overwhelm me, remind me that You are here. When loneliness tries to discourage me, remind me that You are here. And when anxiety tries to steal my peace, remind me that You are here. Because where You are, hope lives. And where You are, my soul can finally rest. Perhaps tonight, you've been asking God to take away the burden, to remove the fear, to change the situation, to answer the prayer. And none of those things are wrong, because your Father cares about what hurts you. He cares about your tears. He cares about your worries. He cares about the things that keep you awake at night. But perhaps tonight, God wants to remind you that His presence is greater than the problems you're facing. Because circumstances come and go. Storms come and go. People come and go. But His presence remains. And maybe you've forgotten that. Maybe you've been so focused on the mountain in front of you that you've forgotten who is standing beside you. Because no burden is greater than your Father. No fear is greater than His peace. And no darkness is greater than His light. Perhaps tonight, the situation hasn't changed, but God hasn't changed either. His promises haven't changed. His love hasn't changed. His heart toward you hasn't changed. And maybe that's why you have survived every difficult season until now. Not because you had all the answers, not because you were always strong, but because His presence sustained you. His presence comforted you. His presence protected you. And His presence gave you strength when you had none. Because His presence is not just something you feel. His presence is a reality. Even on nights when you don't feel Him. Even on days when your prayers seem weak. Even when anxiety tries to convince you that you're alone. He is there. Closer than your fears, closer than your thoughts, closer than your tears. Because your Father never walks away from His children. Maybe tonight, you don't need a sign. You don't need a miracle. You don't need to understand everything. Perhaps what your soul needs most is simply to become aware that God is already here. He is in this room. He is in this moment. He is beside your bed. He is near to your broken heart. And perhaps while you've been searching for peace, peace has been standing beside you all along. Because His presence is peace. His presence is rest. His presence is hope. And His presence is enough. If this prayer is touching your heart tonight, Write, "Your presence is enough" in the comments. Let that be the declaration of your soul tonight. Father, thank you for staying close to me. Thank you for being greater than my fears. Thank you for being stronger than my burdens. Lord, help me remember that your presence is more precious than answers. Help me trust you when life feels uncertain. Help me stop focusing only on my problems and start resting in your presence. And when anxiety tries to steal my peace, remind me that you are near. When fear whispers lies, remind me that you are near. And when my heart becomes tired, remind me that I never face anything alone. Because where you are, there is peace. And where you are, my soul can finally rest. Perhaps tonight you've spent so much time asking God for something that you've forgotten the greatest gift He has already given you, Himself. Because sometimes we become so focused on receiving answers that we forget the answer Himself is already with us. And maybe tonight you still want healing. You still want restoration. You still want breakthrough. And your Father understands that because He cares about every need in your life. But perhaps before He gives you what you're asking for, He wants you to discover something even greater, that His presence is the gift. Because blessings come and go. Circumstances change. People change. Seasons change. But God remains. And perhaps that's why some of the people who walked closest with Him were people who suffered. David discovered His presence in caves. Joseph discovered His presence in prisons. Moses discovered His presence in the wilderness. And even Jesus often withdrew to lonely places to be with the Father. Because intimacy with God is more precious than comfort. His presence is more valuable than success. And His peace is greater than anything this world can offer. Maybe tonight, you don't understand why life has been so difficult. Maybe you've asked God to remove the pain. Maybe you've begged Him to change the situation. And perhaps He will. But perhaps before He changes your circumstances, He wants you to discover that His presence is enough. Because one moment in His presence can calm years of fear. One touch from His hand can restore hope. One whisper from His Spirit can bring peace to a restless soul. And perhaps while you've been asking, "Lord, where are you?" He has been whispering, "My child, I'm right here. Right beside your bed. Right beside your tears. Right beside your fears. Right beside your weary heart. Because your Father has never abandoned you. Not once. Not for a single second. He was with you when nobody understood. He was with you when you cried in silence. He was with you when anxiety overwhelmed you. He was with you when disappointment broke your heart. And He is with you now. Maybe tonight, the greatest miracle isn't that your circumstances change. Maybe the greatest miracle is that His presence never leaves. Because His presence has carried you this far. His presence has sustained you. His presence has comforted you. And His presence will carry you through tomorrow too. Father, thank you for giving me yourself. Thank you for staying with me through every season. Thank you for loving me when I feel weak and afraid. Lord, forgive me for the times I have searched for peace everywhere except in you. Forgive me for believing that I needed something more.
Because tonight, I realize that what my soul needs most is you. Not more answers, not more control, not more certainty, just you. Stay close to my heart. Fill my room with your peace. Quiet every anxious thought. And help me remember that no matter what happens tomorrow, your presence is enough. And as this prayer continues tonight, teach my soul to treasure your presence above everything else. Because where you are, there is life. Where you are, there is hope. Where you are, there is peace, and where you are, my weary soul can finally rest. Tonight, before this prayer comes to an end, I want to speak to the part of you that feels tired, the part of you that has spent so much time asking God for answers, the part that has spent so many nights wondering, Lord, when will things change? Lord, why is this taking so long? Lord, where are you? And perhaps tonight, your Father is answering you in a way you didn't expect. Not with a timeline, not with an explanation, not with all the answers, but with His presence. Because maybe that's what your soul needs most. Not more information, not more certainty, not another sign, but the peace that comes from knowing that God is near. Because when He is near, you are not abandoned. When He is near, you are not forgotten. When He is near, you are not fighting alone. And perhaps that's what David understood when he said, "Whom have I in heaven but you? And earth has nothing I desire besides you." Because David had learned something beautiful, that when you have God, you have everything you truly need. Not because life becomes easy, not because problems disappear overnight, but because His presence changes everything. His presence brings peace to anxious hearts. His presence brings hope to weary souls. His presence brings comfort to broken hearts. And perhaps tonight, you still don't understand everything. You still don't know what tomorrow holds. You still have questions. But maybe for the first time in a long time, your soul can rest, because your Father is here. He is here in the silence. He is here in the tears. He is here in the waiting. He is here in the middle of your fears. And He is not leaving, because He has never left. He was there when you thought you couldn't go on. He was there when you cried yourself to sleep. He was there when disappointment broke your heart. He was there when anxiety filled your mind. And He will be there tomorrow, and the day after that, and every day of your life, because His love never fails, His mercy never runs out, and His presence never leaves His children. Father, thank You for staying with me. Thank You for being near when I feel weak. Thank You for loving me when I don't understand. Lord, tonight I surrender everything to You. My fears, my worries, my questions, my disappointments, and even the things I still don't understand. Because I know that if I have You, I have hope. If I have You, I have peace. If I have You, I have everything I truly need. Father, while I sleep tonight, quiet my mind, calm my heart. Surround my room with Your peace. Let Your presence fill every anxious place inside me. And when fear tries to return, remind me that You are near. When loneliness tries to overwhelm me, remind me that You are near. When uncertainty tries to steal my peace, remind me that You are near. Because Your presence is enough. Your love is enough. Your grace is enough. And You are enough. If this prayer blessed your heart tonight, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your prayer request in the comments. We would be honored to pray for you and stand with you in faith. To everyone listening tonight, take a deep breath. You've worried enough for today. You've cried enough for today. You've carried enough for today. Now, rest. Rest in His presence. Rest in His promises. Rest in His unfailing love. Because the greatest gift your Father has ever given you is Himself. And where He is, there is peace. Where He is, there is hope. Where He is, you are home. Now, close your eyes. Breathe deeply. And let your weary soul rest in the arms of the one who has loved you from the beginning. Because you are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are deeply loved. And your Father is here. In Jesus' precious and mighty name. Amen.